hello artists, Miss Maggie here. Today I want to tell you something from the heart. I want to tell you that each of you are loved, that you matter. Each of you has a gift inside your heart. Not the kind with a bow, but something to give the world. Sharing who you are really at your heart is your gift. But each of you has a unique way of showing it, a gift that is one of a kind. Maybe it's in how you care for others. Maybe it's in how you support your teammates, or how you express yourself, or how you take care of our island and of the animals. Or perhaps your dreams for the scientific discoveries you will make someday. Your job is this. Think, why do you matter? Last week, we learned a way to draw people in action. Use that tool to show us, to draw yourself in action. Show, in today's work of art, why you matter.
Let's make a work of art that shows why you matter. I matter because is the theme of this year's Reflections contest. Through our school's PTA, you can enter artwork that you make on this theme. You can also enter photography and writing and performances and music and more. But with me, of course, we're going to be working on a piece of artwork on this theme. And so let's see what supplies we're going to use today to make this work of art.
Today, we're going to use a bunch of different supplies. It's going to be fun. You're going to want a large watercolor paper. Oh, that's exciting, isn't it? Hopefully you got some more in your new art kit supplies. Okay, so we have that. And we might be doing some oil pastels. So you're going to want a scrap piece of paper, something to cover your table in case that gets messy. And of course, you're going to need a pencil, a Sharpie, an eraser, and we're going to want a paper towel. And we are going to do both oil pastels, as I said today, and also we're going to paint. And so we need watercolor brush and water in a container that will be safe around our technology. So, large watercolor paper. If you don't know where that is, at least use one of the large drawing papers. Okay, let's go for the big size for this artwork. And pencil, Sharpie, eraser, oil pastels, paintbrush, paint, water, and did we remember our scrap paper? Okay, go get those supplies and meet me right back here. So, at the beginning of this video, I talked about the gift you have inside that you give the world and ways that you show that you matter. I know that you do. But what is your way? What are you going to show? And so I was thinking about mine. And I was thinking, I matter because I help people see and express how beautiful the world is. Painting outside is one of my favorite things, and helping other people draw and paint beautiful nature is my most favorite thing. So that's mine. What's yours? Is there a way that you show that you love your family? Is there a way that you show our Aina that you love it? Is there something you do that takes care of people or our world? What is it that shows that you matter? Think about what that is. And let's put an idea into your body, okay? Let's do a snapshot. So stand up, find yourself in neutral position with your arms at your side, calm body. So you're going to freeze in a position showing how you matter. 3, 2, 1, freeze. Now look at your legs. Are they in an interesting shape? Are your arms in interesting shape? What is your head doing? Now, I know I can't see you, but if you're doing this, it's going to help you make your art. Trust me. And relax. Let's try one more idea. Either improve on your first idea or come up with a new one.
Use a snapshot, a frozen picture with your body to show why you matter.
3, 2, 1, freeze.
Pay attention to what your arms and your legs and your back and your focal point are doing, because you're going to draw yourself next, and all these details can help show what you're doing that shows why you matter. And relax and take a seat. We'll start drawing next.
Now, let's think about where you're going to draw yourself, and if you need to draw more than one person. Maybe there's someone there with you, and what size you're going to make yourself. I'm helping show someone else how beautiful the world is, so I need to fit 2 people in. I think I'll have me here and another person here. Make sure you're drawing your own idea. Do you remember how we drew people last time? I'm going to have me right here, and I need to start with a circle head, right? And then a rectangle body. And I think my body, I'm going to have myself leaning forward a little bit. So that means that if I'm leaning forward, my rectangle, it's not much of a rectangle, is that way. Do you see how I'm drawing very lightly on here? I'm drawing lightly because watercolor paper, if you press hard, you'll make a mark that never all the way erases, okay? So I've got head and body, and I'm sitting on a rock. So I'm going to do a rectangle coming out this way, and then my leg coming down this way, and then my other leg. Oh, it's kind of behind that one. That works. And so that's what my legs are doing. My arms are going to come from the shoulders. They don't come from the center of the body. They come from up here, right? My shoulders are up here. If they came from down here, I would look kind of weird. Let's not do that. I see my arms going to come out here. And you know what? It's going to go overlapping with my body like this. So it's going in front of that because it's going to be holding my art. Actually, I think I need it to be down lower because my art's going to be in my lap. See how because I went lightly, I can erase it. And that's getting hard to understand. So I'm going to do a little erasing right now. Not everything, just enough that I can tell what's what. And it's going to be holding my board that I'm painting on. And this hand, I will have holding my paintbrush. Oh, I'm going to need a neck and feet. And I'll probably make those slippers because I think I'm going to be like at Hokeeper somewhere where I'm watching the ocean. Yeah, wonderful. So I've got that, but I need another person here with me. So I'm going to make them a little farther away, especially these days, right? We need to stay distanced. And so I'm going to be showing this person how to make beautiful art, even though they're over here. And so I've got the head, I've got the body, and they're going to be sitting too. And so I've got rectangle leg to the knee, rectangle-ish shape coming down, other leg coming over there. It's kind of hiding behind. Sometimes our arms or our legs overlap. And so now this person, they're going to be holding their art on this side, and they've got the top of their arm, elbow, and they'll be painting like that, because sometimes I teach adults to make art too, and I think this person's an adult that I'm teaching. A lot of adults, they stop making art while they're growing up. And then when they become adults, they're like, oh, I wish I knew how to make art again. And so that's why I hope each of you, whatever you love doing in your life, keep making some type of art, okay? And you'll find your own type of art that you love. But hopefully I give you some ideas that help you find it. Okay, so I've got those there. I'm going to draw the rocks that I'm on. And this person is on a rock too. And maybe I wanted us to show that we're on by the water, so I'm going to put some water right there. I guess we're a Ho'okipa on a calm day. I'm going to put the bluff over here, and maybe I can have more water over here. So now what am I doing? I'm thinking, what else is going on in the picture? I need to show not only what we're doing and why I matter, but where are we? So I'm going to show that I'm by the water. The water's coming up here to the rocks. And I'm going to show that there's some land behind us. And there's even Haleakala far away over there, I think. And over here, I'm like on the point at Ho'okipa, if you've ever seen that. Over here is the pavilions, and that's where all the turtles are over here. So there's a lot of trees and stuff right there. And this over here, there'll be a couple rocks, and then there'll be more water there. Great. Now, my people don't look like people. You can't tell that's me yet, can you? Okay, I'm at the beach, so I'm wearing a tank top, and I'm wearing shorts, and it looks like I'm wearing shoes, but I am definitely not going to be wearing shoes. I will have my slippers on because the rocks are sharp, though. And now I'm starting to get rid of the lines that I don't need. And other slipper. See, line right there, a little bit underneath, and I've got that. Getting rid of the lines I don't need. Oh, but I need my board that I'm holding on to. And that doesn't look like me, does it? Okay, I'm looking this way and talking to this person, so my eyes are in the center. They're going to be carrots looking that way because my head is turning a little bit. I'm looking over there. Eyebrows. Don't forget your eyebrows. Nose. Nostril there. Mouth. And my hair. And it's windy because it's at Ho'okipa, so my hair is going to be blowing up. Show what you look like. What are the details that will help us know who you are? Okay. Now, there we go. I'm getting there, and that hand is holding on to that. And this hand is holding on to my paintbrush. And so I matter because I show people how beautiful the world is. I can't wait to see the artwork that shows how you matter. And so here's my friend. And my friend is looking back at me. And her hair needs to be blowing too. And she'll be wearing a different tank top. And I'm going to start to erase the lines that are in the way that I don't want. See how I'm still using my pencil really lightly? I'm showing how I do that. Okay. It really helps when you use your pencil lightly for these. Okay. I think I have most of my details in there. So I have my rocks that I'm sitting on. I have my art supplies. Oh, I need my little palette that I bring with me everywhere so that I have my colors in here. There we go. And my artwork that I'll have clipped on. I've got that. I'll show you. See, there's my palette and my folder right here. So this is where I keep all of my artwork in it, and then I clip it on and I go painting. So that's what I have there. So how did your person come out? Did you take your time and draw them in their position? Maybe you added another person. And did you show us where they are and what they are doing? Can we tell by the lines that you drew what that is? There's Haleakala. There's a couple clouds over there. And so, when you think you have all the details drawn in that show where you are, what you are doing, and that expresses our theme of I matter because, then let's Sharpie it, okay? So we're going to help make all of those details stand out before we color. Go over them gently. Remember that we are not pressing hard with our Sharpie. We are going lightly. I know every single one of your artworks is going to be unique. You're going to be showing why you matter. Your reason might have absolutely nothing to do with art, even though I love that we get to make art together in this way. But you can use art to show that you matter because of how you take care of your family, or because you plant trees, or because of a dream you have for what you're going to do someday, or because of the love that is in your family or with your friends. Maybe it's how you look after your friends. I think there are so many ways that we all matter, and we can use art to express them. There we go. I'm all excited about painting outside because, you know, that's what I'm like. And here's my friend who's trying it out. And your artwork is going to come out very differently. If when you draw people, you're like, well, that came out differently, then it's expressing your way of making art. And that's great. And if you want it to be different, then look at it and notice, okay, see how her eyes, I didn't Sharpie everything? That's because it's a thick Sharpie, right? So if you have little details, slow down and just put in some of the details, okay? With the Sharpie. Find just a little bit of details to put in. Here we go. How's yours coming along? I'm ready to erase. Remember how we did that last time? Turn the paper, put your hand on one end, and push your big eraser along. And that way, I'm only pushing, I'm not pulling, and I'm holding it here. That means the paper won't get wrinkled. If I pull, I can wrinkle the paper. We don't want that. And then the other way. Now, why do I have oil pastels watercolor today? Because we're going to do the details that are up close in the foreground, the things that are close to us, in oil pastels, and then we're going to fill in the background, the parts that are far away, with watercolor. Okay, so let's start with oil pastels like we did last week. Remember how we did that? We took colors and we chose, where am I going to put that? And I'm going to check, is my oil pastel clean? That's a good thing to do. And then I'm going to fill in the areas that I want. So see how I'm not doing the mountain, I'm doing my clothes. And so I'm filling that in, I'm filling it in all the way. There we go. And I'm wearing my turquoise shorts. So I'm going to clean that off and fill in my shorts. And that paper's a little bit bumpy, right? Because it's watercolor paper. That'll be fine. Just keep filling it in. And if you want it to be a little bit different, then blend the color in with it. Ooh, I like just that little bit of white on the shirt. It almost makes it look shimmery. I like that. And my friend's shirt, I'm going to make it orange. I'm going to clean that off and fill it in with that orange color. See how it's making us stand out. We want the most important details to be bold. There we go. And I'm going to give her, let's see, I'm going to do black and blue shorts. So a little bit of black there, but then I'm going to fill it in with blue. See how I'm blending colors? But wherever it's shorts, that's going to be filled in all the way. Now, remember how we did skin? You decide what are the right colors for the skin tone you're creating. So for me, I did a little pink, a little orange, a little brown, and then my white. Let's see if that's looking good. I think it needs a little bit more of everything. See how I can keep adding colors to it? Now I'm going to put a little more white on there. And a little bit more orange and brown too. Yeah, that'll work. For my friend, I'm going to do a different skin color. I'm going to do probably using the same oil pastels, but different amounts. A little bit of that orange, a little bit of that pink, but yeah, I don't think I even need any white. And I'm just testing it out on one arm, but now I'm like, yep, I like that. I'm gonna go with the rest. So it was a little bit of orange, but not the same color as her shirt. Some pink, and then a bunch of brown and more of the others if I need. Okay. See, we've got all the colors we need. A little bit of pink on top to blend it together. It's just, how much of it do you use?
I'm going to speed up the footage here, but really I am taking my time, keeping the oil pastel inside each area I'm coloring, blending, making sure I fill in each area all the way, and really picking colors that make things stand out. I'm finishing off my skin tone there and blending it with white. And then I'll finish the rest of the foreground.
One thing, if your Sharpie gets covered over too much, don't put Sharpie back on top of oil pastel. Instead, use your pencil to put the details back in. You can use pencil over oil pastel, but don't use Sharpie. Okay, there we go. That's coming together.
Did you put your scrap paper underneath so that you can color right off the edge? As we color the foreground, you might really need that. It will help because we are going to fill everything that is up close in your picture with oil pastel. See how I'm putting some in the water there? And I'm going to leave a little bit of white in the water because I love using watercolor with water. But just about everything that's up close is going to be filled with oil pastel. So if you have that scrap paper underneath, that will help. Here I am doing the rocks. I didn't just start with black on the rocks. I'm using purple, and then I'll add some brown, and then maybe a little bit of black. Those colors blended together are going to create some interesting rocks. I'm not putting the colors all the way thick because I will blend white over them as well. And let's see what that does. Oh, wow, look how that blends together. And if there's areas that I need more color, maybe even some black underneath the people so that we have a shadow, that works. And you can add more white, you can add more of whatever colors you need. A little blue looks great too. Remember, you are making the details stand out that will tell people who look at your artwork what you're doing, where you are, and why you matter. That's the most important thing. Show in your artwork why you matter. We're not using words to show why we matter. We're using the picture. People will read your picture and know what you are expressing.
Once you have put oil pastel filling in your foreground, the most important details, we're going to fill in everywhere else with watercolor. So for this, I'm going to take my paintbrush and decide what colors do I need where. What's so wonderful about this is that even with my water where I've got lots of oil pastel, look what happens when I paint over it. The oil pastel stays where it is. And so I can add to where it's just paper, but the oil pastels will stay put. I'm going to do this hillside. Ooh, I'm going to do the ocean there first. So I've got the blue. Remember, I'm holding my brush very carefully. Double check. How are you holding it right now? Hold it by the metal part. Hold it like a pencil. Stroke, stroke, stroke. And I can still put this so that if I go off the edge, I'm not making a mess. If I go over a part that I oil pastel though, it's not going to paint her blue. See how she's staying her skin color? Ooh, I need some green in my blue there though. How's that? You see how I can have my paint darker, or I can have more water in it and it'll be lighter. Like, oh, that was so light. Like up here, it's going to be light. I want my mountain to be more purple though. Light purple mountain. I've got a lot of water, but only a little bit of paint in there. And see those clouds? The oil pastel is staying. Neat, huh? Okay, I'm going to do that hillside. And that green's too bright. I'm going to take that green, and I'm going to take some yellow, and I'm going to paint, ooh, I think it got a little bit of something else mixed in it too, but that's kind of like what it looks like there. So I'm going to do stroke, stroke, stroke. Yellow, green. And those other bits of yellow green are going to stay showing up. I'm going to put a little bit of orange in there in spots. A little bit of dry grass. And then more yellow green in there too. Oh, did I let my yellow get dirty? You know, that could mess up my mixing later on. So I'm going to finish moving this paint around. See how I have that big blob there? All that water, it's got good color in it, so I can just keep smoothing it down. And I can take that color over here, but also, and over there. But also I'm going to wash my brush, dry my brush, and that yellow-green was making my yellow messy. So I'm going to pick that up. See how I picked it up while I'm still doing yellow-green? And I can mix that a little bit and use it. Yeah, because I'm using that color right now. And I'm going to put a little bit more wherever I think I need it. And I think I need a little blue in some spots. Let it blend in a little bit. And then, yeah, that blue-green can go back in here too, but oh, it needs some yellow-green in there too. See, I needed to use yellow-green and dark green. If I made it all the same, it would be hard to tell the difference. And if I made this area really dark, it would be hard to see her face. And so I wanted to be careful about that. And a little bit of color there. A little bit of, whoops, sandiness there. And I've got my background there. Oh, just the sky. Now, is the sky as dark a blue as the ocean? I think my sky needs to be a lighter blue. I'm going to take some blue here. I'm going to add more water to it. Because now, that's a nice light blue. See how when I spread that out? Stroke, stroke, stroke. Spreading that out. Oh, I got even lighter there. Wonderful. So, there is mine. Yours expresses why you matter. How do you show that to the world? Okay? I hope that you look closely at it and find all the details that you can add. Right now is a good time to look at it again and go, did I miss anything? Is there anything I should add? Stop and look at it. It helps even to stand up and look at it from a distance. If I do this, I notice more interesting things. I'm excited to see how yours come out. The PTA Reflections program is a really amazing opportunity to create some art and to also enter it in a contest. I did it when I was in elementary school even, and I remember the art and the writing and the music that I made and wrote, composed, and so I hope that you do this too. In order to enter, you're going to take your finished artwork to school, the actual artwork, by November 10th. It needs to go to Mr. Asobe in the 5th grade. And there's also a submission form to fill out that's available at the link right up here. And so I hope that you submit your beautiful artwork on the theme, I Matter Because. Your reflection question is, how does your artwork
demonstrate the theme, I matter because. Tell us, explain it to us, let us know. And actually, the answer to that needs to be written on your submission form. So we're getting you there already. I hope you enter. Okay, I'll make more art with you next time. Ahoy ho!